I started doing cigar box guitars after a trip down to New Orleans when I turned 40. I learned about alternate tuning down in New Orleans, and starting to research that, I came across a website called Cigar Box Nation. It was a lot of videos and tutorials on how to build a 3-string cigar box guitar where all the chords could be played with one finger across the fretboard. I went to my father, I showed him some of the designs, and he said, well, let's give it a shot, let's try it. This is guitar number 1 that my father and I had ever built together. It sounds atrocious. It does not play well, it does not hold its tune, but it's number 1, and I will never take it apart for parts. This is the first one. We built a couple for friends, which turned out a little bit better. Built one for myself. Then I had tripped across a section of the Cigar Box Nation where they were talking about cigar box for soldiers. I showed my father the information on it. He said, let's build one. Let's send one overseas. Well, after the first one that we built and shipped off, we actually received a photo back of this individual with his cigar box guitar on bass. Big smile on his face. My father was so happy with the photograph that we had received from this gentleman that he hounded me to sign us up for another soldier, sign us up for another soldier, sign us up for another soldier. And we'll get to it, we'll get to it. And then one day I walked into the wood shop and there were 25 necks pre-cut, ready to go. And he says, these have to go somewhere, so you need to find another soldier or veteran that would like one of these. Every time we would send one of these guitars out, we would get a photo back. Some of these ended up in veterans hospitals in the US, people recovering from injuries, and we would receive photographs from there. It made my father very happy to see the smile on the face. If he can put a smile on somebody's face for 5 minutes to forget their injury, to forget what they're going through at that moment, he's done his job. This was definitely a bonding moment between myself and my father. We had gone at this point from being father to son to being best friends. We don't focus on the Canadian aspect of it because we do ship worldwide. We have a lot of respect for veterans, whether they are Canadian military, it's worldwide. The first time I actually went down to the Veterans Center that I deal with. I went down there with an armload of cigar box guitars, and I was just handing them out. And I had met a ex-US Marine, and I still had more cigar box guitars in the back of my truck. And I opened the back, and I think there were eight of them still sitting in there, and I said, pick one. And he looked at me and he said, what? I said, pick one. He said, just grab yourself one. And he grabbed the guitar, and I've never seen a man of this stature who's seen what he has cry and bear hug me to the point I couldn't breathe just for receiving an instrument that he may never play. It may be hanging on his wall. I hope it's hanging on his wall if he doesn't play it. That's a moment that stuck in my head, and I knew I was doing the right thing, so I had to keep going. We do have quite a few people that ask how they're built, and I have no problem sharing that information. Some of the tools that we've custom built to help us do it a little bit better. I'll share information with anybody. If a veteran calls me up and says, hey, I'd love to build my own cigar box guitar, come on over. Come on over for a few days, we'll have some coffee, and we'll make something. The basic principle of a cigar box guitar, whether it be 3-string, 4-string, I've even done single strings, it's strings, a stick, and a box. You bolt them together, you do a little bit of math, figuring out where all the fretwork has to go, and it comes together. You can add pickups, whether they be acoustic pickups, electric pickups. We've done from mild to wild. We build these cigar box guitar resonators made out of a box that we build here and engrave. Cool engraving on the back. This one, just a fantastic sound out of these with the metal plate. Give it a real old-time blues sound. We custom build these to request as well. So if there's a certain service personnel that need a particular province, we've even done for the US. I did one for a gentleman years ago down in Mississippi.
Every year here at the Sharon Temple, we do a charity show called Feast of Friends, and we raise money for kids for arts camp. And Henry gives me a guitar every year to auction off. So he gave this to me last year, and I looked at it and I was like, I don't think I can give this away. And he's like, well, you can do what you want with it. And he also put all my song titles on the back, which is so cool. And then he put this plaque on here, build number, and there's no number there. I was gonna write, it is the number 1, but I think I'll leave it, because I know it's number 1.
My favorite guitar that I have built, which is one for myself that it gets played once in a while, is my steampunk themed guitar, which started out life as just a big chunk of wood that was cut down, veneered with antique cratewood, which was supplied by my local antique dealer. Thank you very much. Along with all the little parts. I wanted something to really challenge myself. I am a big steampunk fan. The top right is a bunch of gears, old automotive bulbs. Down here we have a lot of old repurposed electronics, some automotive components. That's definitely just a watch dial from my antique dealer. Some old gauges, anything that I could think would work with. And it actually plays very well with slide and sounds great with the electric pickup. People have found out about what we have been doing and have asked to participate. In the last 2 years, we've had a sports organization join forces with us. We make Christmas ornaments through the months of November and December. All proceeds are donated to our veterans causes. What we do with those funds is buy gift cards, Tim Hortons, Shoppers Drug Mart, which are given out at the Veterans Center to help those in need, those veterans in need within Ontario. We now have a seamstress who gives out fleece socks to veterans who are on the streets trying to keep their feet warm. She took this upon herself to do this. What motivates me to keep building is every time I give a guitar, I see a smile on somebody's face. Sometimes I don't meet these people, which is no problem, but I know it's gone to a good home.
I'm going home to find my peace of mind.